Hi everybody. I want you to take a look. This is my Generac 20 kW whole home generator. I'm going to disconnect the negative on this real quick on the battery. Okay, but I'm in the middle of working on my whole home generator. Okay, now give you a little bit of backstory on this 20K Generac generator. I picked this generator up used. It was approximately 6 years old. And the guy I got it from had gone through 2 hurricanes here in Louisiana. And the first time, the first hurricane, it was like I guess it was 2020, 2019, somewhere in there. But the first hurricane came through and the Generac performed perfectly, okay? It ran for 8 days. And then shortly thereafter, a couple weeks later, a second hurricane came through and they lost power again. And the Generac powered his home for 3 more days. And then it threw a code of low voltage. Okay. He subsequently, or thereafter, he called Generac to have technicians come out and tell him what was going on with his generator. Out of 3 technicians, neither one of them could tell him what was going on with his generator. They just said, "It looks like you need a new generator." Okay. Well, that was fortunate for me. I picked this generator up for $800. Okay, $800, and the problem with this generator turned out to be a $23 part. That's right, $23, and I fixed this 20 kW whole home Generac generator. Okay, now this leads me to my current situation. And it turns out it's the same problem that I had several years ago, or that the original owner had, and I was able to buy this off of him for $800. And it's this part right here. Okay? These are the brushes. Anybody who knows anything about electric motors, drills, and all of that, these are the brushes for this particular generator. As you can see, one is worn down and the other one is not. Now these are spring loaded, okay? And they run on that shiny spot right there. They mount under here with those spring-loaded brushes pressing down against that, what looks like to be the shiny spot. All right. So I was able to pick this generator up for $800, and it needed a $23 part. Okay, had to do the research to find out what was going on. Now, we're 4 years later, and this same part has worn out. Okay. So the question is, okay, what's going on here? Why is this wearing out? And what can be done about it? All right. So I did a little research. They call it a commutator. And that is that circular, shiny object in there. I think it's part of this shaft, this overall shaft. And that looks to be brass. And that's where this spring-loaded part makes contact, okay, to create electricity. It goes to these 2 wires, and apparently is what gives you the power generation that you need. So I did a quick Google search to find out, why are these things wearing out? What is going on with this? I mean, look, one is so much shorter than the other. And they said that, corrosion on that commutator, that silver or shiny thing down in there, or any kind of burrs or uneven surface or anything like that. So I said to myself, well, I suppose I can clean it, sand it, do something of that nature to restore its original connection. If you notice in between, there's a black strip. Okay, that was what the color of those shiny, the shiny parts look like. Black, just like that, black. Okay. And what I did to clean that from that black to the shiny thing, to the shiny aspect of it, was I hooked the battery back up while I was working on it. I disconnected the power. I hooked the battery back up. I took some 220 sandpaper. You don't want very heavy sandpaper. You want it, this is for wood sanding, but it's 220. It's a fine grit for the most part. I took some 220 sandpaper and I shoved it up in here, okay, so that it would make contact with that surface. And I turned the switch on to manual and let it start. Okay, now what I did was I took the plugs out. Okay, see the plugs? Took the plugs out of both sides so it didn't have compression and it wouldn't actually run the engine. But I let it crank over 15 or 20 seconds while I held the sandpaper against it, and it polished it up pretty nicely. Okay? Is it perfect? No, you can still see some grooves and other things in there. But, and it's still black in some of the areas. I just can't get in there very well with the sandpaper. I might need to maybe try a wire brush or something like that. Just hold it in place and let it spin to kind of clean it a little bit better. But I want you to see, you know, what's going on there. How you can, for $23, fix your problem of low voltage on your Generac whole home generator, and then clean the commutator so that there's a good solid surface to make contact on for your brushes that you're replacing. Okay, another issue I had, this is the replacement set, and I had to basically cut this out because there's two different types of these brushes. One's gray, as you can see, this one's gray. That's the one that came out of here. And the other one is black. They're exactly the same. They do exactly the same thing. They're exactly the size the same, except for the mounting holes. This one was a little bit smaller on mounting holes, so I spent 3 hours this morning trying to track down a Generac dealership that would give me had the gray one in stock, and there only seems to be one in about an hour and a half drive from my house. So anyway, I talked to a technician. He says, no, just drill it out and make it fit. It'll do the same job. You'll be perfectly good to go. So that being said, if you have low voltage on your generator, your whole home generator, especially Generac. Now I'm sure this applies to other whole home generators as well, because this stuff is going to corrode and it's going to throw you a code. But finally, I'm putting this on YouTube because nobody else has done it. Okay? Nobody else seems to have done it, so I'm doing it, and y'all are going to benefit from it. Trust me, when you think your generator has crapped a bed and you need a whole new one for 12 grand, this is your solution. All right? All right. That's all I have. Y'all have a great day, and leave some comments if you think this is worth it, if you think this is something that is going to help you in the future. Thanks. Bye.